din kaming nagsalamin, no? Sila dahil sa edad. Ako, passion statement ko lang yan. Ayan, no? Batiin niyo yung mga fans niyo, nandiyan na, nanonood na sila lahat, no?
Ayan. Kamusta, Papa?
Yeah. Kamusta kayo? So first and foremost, no, how have you been? Kamusta kayo ngayong naka-lockdown tayo? Anong mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo sa buhay? Ike, ikaw, kamusta ka?
Okay naman. So far, hindi lang malabas ng bahay. So, doing what I can in terms of staying home. So, hopefully it helps. Okay naman, so far.
Taki-san, how are you?
Yep, I'm good. Thank you, Chris. Just watching movies and Netflix. That's something that I didn't have a chance to watch before the lockdown. So just killing myself and just to get ready for when it comes to to the shoot, come back again.
Dixie, kamusta ka?
Okay naman, Chris. Ito, nandito lang. Tsaka kasama yung mga bata, yung family. Di lumalabas.
Consuming ka na ba sa mga anak mo?
Hindi naman. Parang sila. Sila ata sa akin kasi kinukuhanan ko lang sila ng photos everyday. So, parang dinodocument ko lang.
DJA, Tadena, DJA, kamusta ka dyan?
Yes, okay naman. So far, so good. Same din. Puro nanonood lang ng mga pelikula. Tapos trying to stay as creative kung pwedeng, medyo nag-aaral, workshop, gano'n. So, okay naman.
Okay, good. Yeah. Again, I would like to welcome everyone, no? Para sa mga bagong dating dyan, no? Just want to reiterate, no, why we are doing this. Of course, it's first and foremost, gusto nating tumulong, no? Again, this is in support. It's a fundraising campaign for displaced daily wage advertising workers, no? Specifically, ito yung mga taga-commercial, taga-patalastas, no? Some of the people behind this, sila rin yung sila rin yung people behind Lockdown Cinema, isa ring magandang movement or organization fundraising campaign na ginagawa nila para naman dun sa film and TV industry, no? And naisip nila itong advertising is focused on the TVC industry, no? So kaya we have this a few days ago, merong Lenses Part 1, ito episode 1. It featured also some of the legends in cinematography, no? Moderated, hosted by Direk Jules Dacanay. Kung napanood niyo yun, nandun si Direk Raymond Red, Direk Larry Manda, Direk Shane Sarte, no? Ang dami nating natutunan sa kanila. If you are into cinematography, if you like filmmaking, you watch that episode also, and hopefully in this episode, no, ganun din, may matutunan din kayo dito sa mga naggagandahang lalaki na nandito, no, sa harap ko ngayon. Yeah. So our focus will be yung topic natin, of course, will be focused on our DOP's view in terms of lighting TVC in the digital age, no? At I know everybody, naabutan nyo pa yung film, right? Everybody experienced the transition from film to digital, right? Maglabasan na tayo ng edad dito.
Eksakto lang yun. Yep.
Yeah, so yan, excited kami sa mga insights nyo, no? Gusto namin malaman yan. So let's proceed with our first question, no? Sabi ni Direk J kanina, trying to be creative, trying to so ikaw Direk J, how do you keep yourself inspired and creative? Dito nasa lockdown tayo, dito lang tayo sa bahay. What makes you what do you do?
Well,
in terms of being creative?
Well, ako Chris, parang well, luckily naman I've also been involved in a ad that we shot at home. Tapos I also try to watch first week of lockdown pala, I promised myself I'll watch one or two movies a day. Tapos ended up 2 to 3 movies a day. Tapos I'm currently doing a script writing workshop with Ricky Lee. So to learn something.
Nice.
So yun lang, promise ko lang sa sarili ko that after the lockdown sana I end up ayoko naman ng nanood lang ako ng buong lockdown. So yeah, I just try to challenge myself na medyo creative pa rin.
How about you, Take-san?
Like I said,
What's keeping you busy? Yeah.
like I just trying to watch some movies, but try to watch something like old movies and something like a recent movies. So at least I can see some like different way of a storytelling back then and now. So I just trying to keep studying myself. Also, I just trying to I'm right now I'm also talking to one of the director, and hopefully after this lockdown try to shoot some short film. So it's just trying to involve from the script script writing stage. But when it comes to shooting, we can really more creative. That's what I'm trying to keep myself busy right now.
Dix Buhay, how about
Ay,
you?
Yun ako, madami akong panood na film documentaries and music documentaries. Parang ako, it's very hard to be inspired ngayon. Pero I try to. So, I take photographs ng dito sa bahay. And ang daming, ang daming iniisip eh. So, parang, yun din, parang sabi ni Direk J, challenge ko din sarili ko to be more creative. Yun, napansin ko na ang dami kong pinanood na documentary. So, yun. Tapos, I try creative din sa kusina, sa pagluto. And,
Yeah, alternate
Tata
career.
na,
Yan.
naman.
Yeah,
So,
yan.
magki-catering na ako next, next
Yeah.
shoots. So, yun lang. So,
Pwede.
din, yun. Yun ang hirap eh. Ang hirap maging inspired. Pero,
And I know
you have to.
you're shooting your kids every day, 'di ba? Dino-document mo sila para
parang
tama ba?
lang.
Yeah.
Yun eh. Yun yung, I try to take photos of them every day this lockdown para pagdating sa future, papakita ko sa kanila na ito yung mga itsura niya during that period. So, yun lang. Tapos, ang hirap eh. Nahirapan akong maging inspired talaga. So,
Yeah,
I try.
of course, tsaka of course yung basic needs, basic necessities kailangan natin isipin, safety, no, ng pamilya natin. Ikaw Ike, kumusta ka? Any particular, I'm sure you're nanonood ka rin ng movies, any particular
Pareho
movies
lang.
you're into?
Yeah, pero really, ang black hole ko YouTube, pare. Grabe yung YouTube sa kung ano-ano yung mahahanap mong interesting eh. Kasi particularly I try to look for things that will not interest me otherwise. Para maiba lang yung algorithm nung yung YouTube channel na pinapanood ko. Para makakita lang ako ng ibang things. Tapos trying to catch up on new music and old music, new movies and old movies. Pero yun, kasi parang you try to get inspired from other disciplines also. Diba? Hindi lang siya visual eh. So ako, I can get inspired of listening to new music na may mga mapapansin kang hindi mo napapansin before. So that helps. Tapos yun nga, again, like everybody else, trying to catch up on stuff to watch, stuff to read. Pero primarily, realistically for me, YouTube has been the black hole of this ECQ for me.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, apparently, no, of course, yung learning doesn't stop, no? Especially for you guys, it's part of learning, watching movies, no? It never stops. Eh. Kahit matagal ka na sa industry, marami ka ng experiences, no? And now is the time to do that, no? My next question is, by the way, sa mga fans ko diyan, no, tsaka sa mga guests natin na nanonood, no. You can ask questions, no, and ibabato natin sa mga guests natin mamaya if you have specific questions in terms of whatever, no, kahit personal, mga personal nilang type nila sa ano ganyan, sa talent, mga ganyan, no, you can ask them. Okay, so later we'll ask our guest. I assume you've done work, all of you, you've done work in film, TV, advertising, no? And since our focus natin is advertising, what makes it different from other media in terms of shooting, lighting, film movies in particular? What's the difference of shooting and advertising? Ikaw, Dix.
TVCs are ano eh, TVCs are very precise. So kailangan makuha mo yung attention agad kasi ang iksi eh. So yung storytelling mo, you have to tell it in 30, 45s or ngayon mahaba na. So may 15s din kung ano. So and it has gone through a process. So meron siyang visual output na ine-expect na kailangan ma-provide mo as a DP. So, yun yung challenging doon. So, ako very flexible ako for TVCs eh. So, ako, yung tingin ko dyan, yung TVCs kasi, you light for a product. Yung film, mag-light ka for the story eh. So, para sa film, kailangan get mo yung message across. So, sa TVC, there's a product that you have to light. So, yun yung ano dun. And yun yung challenging. So, parang kung food yan, so you have to light for the food or sa film, yun naman, yung story, you have to get it across. Parang yun, nasagot ko ba?
Yeah, oh. How about you, Ike? Ikaw, Ike, I'm sure tumatalon ka, pelikula, commercial. So if you can elaborate on the differences, if there is?
For me, the differences will be primarily in the length of the output. Kasi the way I see it, I'm trying to tell a story with either TVCs or films eh. At least for me, that's how I approach it. Now, all of it is storytelling. It's just I need to tell this story much quicker if I'm shooting for TVC. And the collaboration aspect of it is much shorter. Pero sabi nga ni Dix, it's much more precise because there are certain beats that you have to hit. Because that is exactly why you're hired to do it. So, yun. Pero primarily for me, it's just another way of telling a story. So I look at it the same way naman, primarily.
How about you, Take?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with the two of them. It's just totally different discipline. It's just two different medium. Also, I find that TVC is more technical sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Just to get highlight the product, and you really need to know the gimmicks and the techniques. So that's something that you really need to have as a skills. But when it comes to film, you just really need to know how to tell the story as a cinematographers, and not distract the audience by having too many techniques and gimmicks. I think it just it's in a way it's a little completely different, because like see, this is my shot, please look at my great shot. It's not like that for the film, because the point is you're going to tell the story. That's the most important thing. But the TVC is every frame has to be perfect and precise. That's something totally different discipline, and that's something that you need to adjust when you actually shoot it for this and that.
Agree. Ikaw, JA, in terms of overall look, how is it different?
Well, yun nga, actually same as as them din, no? Pero number one, of course, yun na nga, when you're doing TVCs, number one is you're selling a product, 'di ba? So parang you have to keep that in mind. So and then by the time you come in, the look is already set by the pre-prod, meaning it's been met by and approved by a client and agency prior to your arrival. So meron ng look which you can enhance and you can suggest, but you can't deviate too much. Unlike movies, there's also more play in terms of progression. Meron mga ganun that you can work more on. Yeah, I guess it's a longer form, so there's a flow. TVCs tama. I find it obviously TVCs are somehow bigger budget because they're shot in 1 or 2 days. So compared to a movie, so the TVCs in terms of look is, there's more time to light, but there's a big demand also in terms of quality. Yun.
Okay.
It's just I
All
find it
right.
totally two different language, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's different media, no? Pero yung the process and the technique is the same, right?
Yeah, yes, pero parang you need different aspects of technique for each one.
What to apply.
What to apply. It requires different things lang. Parang ganun.
Like I find it,
But
yeah. Sorry.
Go, Take.
go Take.
Parang I find it that shooting the movies is really focused on the continuity. Let's say shooting the scenes and scene to scene, you really need to consistent. The TVC is a little, like you can sort of like get away with it because the edit is so fast that sometimes you don't really notice. But when it comes to shooting movies, each shot you really need to know, where lighting continuities and the size and all that.
Yeah.
It's a different things that you really need to be aware while you're shooting.
Yeah. So since we are in the digital age of advertising, no? Kasi syempre wala na nag-shoot ng film sa commercial, no? So digital na siya, no? And so my question is, there are, of course there are TVCs and there are digital content, no? If for dun sa mga hindi familiar dun sa terms, no, yung TVCs is ito yung mga project or commercial na pinapalabas sa TV, no? Ito yung mga 30 seconder, ito yung mga 15 seconder, 5 seconder, 10 seconder, 45 seconder, may 1 minuter, no? And meron ding digital content. Ito naman yung mga nakikita natin sa Facebook, sa YouTube, no, sa Instagram. So for you guys, what are the differences between them, or is there any differences at all? JA.
But siguro ako, I think the digital ads are somehow closer to a film approach style. I guess yun naman yung goal din. I guess everyone wants to tell a story in 2 minutes or 1 minute. So I guess we've talked about it earlier. I guess yun nga, I guess the approach is closer to film. There's less probably I don't know, usually there's less product shots, it's slow motion and all those, when you're really doing a real TVC that involves, really selling, hard sell sometimes, but yun nga. So I guess from point of view that I guess it's just really closer to a movie in terms of approach.
Dix.
Ayun. Yung digital content kasi ngayon, yun na nga, mahaba na. So, parang, I treat it as a narrative. So, ganun din, storytelling-wise, I treat it as a narrative na. Parang, kasi from that narrative, parang dun din naman kukunin yung TVC eh. So, umabot na tayo din sa ganun na age of
System, no? Parang
yeah.
we shoot the long form and then dun sa long form kukunin yung 30 seconds.
Oo, parang yun yung meron ng digital platform. Unlike before, you shoot the TVC tapos parang meron siyang kasamang ad. You shoot for the digital ad. Pero ngayon parang sa experience ko parang ano na siya parang uh, it's it's the same.
Sake, how about you?
Well, for me, the process-wise, still the same. It just seems like a much longer hours because sometimes you really need to make like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and also because when it comes to digital content, you have to make a contest for Facebook or Instagram, so different aspect ratio. So
Ayun, yun lang.
yeah, so for us, when you frame it, like you don't know how it's gonna be. So sometimes you kind of compromise the framing, or somewhere try to be like a best, or like because you have to have a lot of a coverage. So compared to the TVC time, it seems like it's more cameras, like multiple camera setups.
Yeah. Oh, I agree kasi of course, yeah, especially kayo, I work with you guys a lot, no? So pagka nakarinig na kayo ng Instagram framing, Facebook framing, no? Kailangan ganun yung
Yan,
aspect
nagkakagulo na yan.
Parang
ratio, no?
vertigo, ganyan.
Nagkakagulo na yan.
Yeah.
Oo.
Exactly. So Ike, ikaw, how do you adjust with that?
Well, again, sabi ko nga kanina, it's I treat both like like I'm telling a story, diba? The other one just expects me to tell the story in a flashier manner, I guess. Pero for digital content, because nga you're telling a story, papasok yung sinabi nila Take and everything, that the discipline becomes more filmic. So you're more aware of say basic things like 180-degree rule, diba? It becomes important. It becomes something that's part of it. And then yung like Take said, you have to know ahead of time if you have other platforms that you are showing this on, kasi then you have to talk to post. Can we frame it this way so that you can take this part of the frame and use that for say Instagram instead of sacrificing the whole frame? Or do we really have to sacrifice the whole frame? Or you start talking to your director, can we do this again so that it's better framing for this? At least for me, that's how it works. Kasi malakas lang yung loob kong may pag-usap sa mga directors of asking for these things. Kasi at the end of it, you want it to be representative. You want the product to be representative of all of the collaborative process it went through. So you don't want it to be pwede na to, di ba? You try to make it as best as you can pa rin.
Yeah.
And yeah, and of course, in relation to that, no, yung in terms of logistics and budget, no, kasi of course, you guys, you prepare the technical requirements, the cameras, the lenses, no. In terms of budget, how yung process nyo, no, yung approach nyo in terms of shooting for a TVC and shooting for a digital content, how does it differ? Ikaw, JA.
Well, I guess depends talaga with a lot of things to consider is of course still budget and but normally the digital contents are a little smaller. Even the pay, sometimes I know you guys are aware some are paid lower in doing digital content. So I guess the budgets still is sadly lower. So I guess depende siguro sa situation eh. But sometimes because of it digital content squeezed into a day or two, you need to be more mobile or move faster. So yeah, the sometimes you end up prioritizing two cameras or three cameras, and probably depende talaga. Actually, I'm just saying maybe lesser on the bigger lights to move faster, but it really depends on the situation. If you're just working with one house, maybe you can, diba? Or depending what the director needs or the board needs.
Yeah. So Dix, ikaw, so does it affect the creative execution? Does it affect yung syempre mas kokonti yung ilaw or isang camera lang, dalawang camera lang, nakaka-apekto ba 'yon sa sa execution mo?
Um, Pagdating sa execution, pag mas maliit yung mas nasa-challenge ka kung konti yung gamit mo So, paminsan dun lalabas yung creativity mo kung ano, kung kailangan. So, pero yun nga, case to case yan If usually yung production house din knows kung hanggang saan lang yung kaya natin with this budget. So, yun, it's a case-to-case basis it depends on the project. Pero in terms of creativity, yun, kailangan uh, maging flexible ka if you don't have the budget. So, uh, you have to be flexible. Di ko pwedeng umangal na, I need this light or I need this lens. Parang, you work on what you have.
Agree. So, how about you, Take-san? In terms of your creative process, no, and techniques, how do you research the when you're working on a project? How do you research the look, no? How do you come up with a tech requirement? How do you do it?
In just generally speaking, like how do I make the tech requirement?
Yeah, if you're working, for example, in a TVC or a digital content, what's your process like?
First I ask for the storyboards, and I ask for the like the specs that the directors requested, and then simply I want to actually meet with all those production designer team and the director and the PM. Then I kind of want to see the overseas what's happening, what's going to be, and that's how it started to like, because I can just like make it like, oh, I want this camera, I want this lens. It's also goes down to the budget also. So just trying to get as many as the information as many as possible. Then I try to think about to be creative and within the budget.
But if you have like unlimited budget, what's your go-to camera? What lenses do you like to use? How many lights do you bring in a shoot?
I sometimes it's always people asking me like okay, what's the best camera? It's very hard to answer actually. I mean, it's really, I don't know. It's I usually talk with the director first, like what's the most comfortable for for me and for the director. Because some director has sort of like experience from a certain camera, and there's some preference also. So it's also the relationship also. If you're gonna work with a first time director, or if you're gonna work with it just experienced director, but to work with a first time, I can just say, oh, I need this camera, because sometimes he might or she might say like, oh, I work with that camera but I don't like it. So I don't want to start with a wrong foot. I just want it to be like a little bit more collaborative. Oh yeah, that's right, let's use this camera or use this lens. So it's just more
Yeah,
like
okay.
collaboration kind of thing.
Yeah, we're working in an industry where collaboration is very important, no? Ikaw Ike, ano bang type mo sa isang babae?
Naku, patay tayo dyan.
Hindi. Ano lang,
Patay tayo
break ko
dyan.
lang para
Naibit ako
nagiging
dito.
seryoso. Nagiging seryoso na tayo.
Magagalit sa yung
budget.
nanonood dito, pare.
Oo nga. Natinext na nga ako ng mga partners nyo na be careful daw eh. So, yan. Ayoko lang maging serious, no? Kasi of course, napag-uusapan yung budget. Nakikita ko itong mga DOP natin, kumukunot yung mga mga noo eh. No? Kasi pagdating sa tech meeting, syempre, sabihin ng director, oh, gusto ko ganyan, gusto ko ganito, ganyan. Tapos, yung DOP, magte-tech rec yan, oh, gantong camera, may shot si direct na ganito, oh, itong camera kailangan natin. Tapos, papasok ngayon yung production manager tsaka yung EP, o wala tayong budget ka, bawas ka naman ng ilaw, no? So mga ganyan, no? Kaya I'm sure na-reminisce nyo yung mga sakit sa ulo minsan. I'm pretty sure. Again, I just want to mention lang, no, to everybody, to our viewers, we're doing this to help our mga kasamahan namin sa industriya, no, our daily wage advertising production workers. Yan yung mga mga crew, no, mga utility, camera caretakers, even catering, mga bantay sa studio, no. Ito ginagawa namin to para tulungan sila kung kahit paano may mabigay kami pangtawid sa araw-araw nila, no. As you all know, because of what we're going through right now, because of this naka-quarantine tayo, itong mga taong to walang hanap buhay, no. So medyo hirap sila. So if you can donate, you know, you can visit nandiyan nakikita nyo sa screen nyo, diyan pwede kayo mag-donate, no, please. Kung ano lang yung magaan sa inyong pakiramdam, no, at magaan sa bulsa. Malaking bagay po 'yan, napakalaking bagay 'yan. Marami pong salamat sa mga fans po ni Ike Avellana, sa mga fans ni Take Onishi, fans ni Dix Buhay at ni J.A. Tadena, no. Please donate po. Lalo na po 'yan si J.A. Tadena, marami pong fans yan. DJ po yan sa mga sikat na club, no? So marami po yung fans sa mga millennials. So please donate. Guys, thank you very much.
Actor.
Oo nga. New career yan, new career.
Yeah, and all of you who are viewing in Japan, no? Take, you're in Japan, right?
Yes, I am right now. Yes.
Yeah, so let's invite all the Japanese people to donate.
Lapad.
Yes, lapad. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, again, so let's continue, no? If you watched the previous episode, no, napag-usapan nila, I think, yung lighting diagram. Is it part of your process? Ginagawa nyo ba yan? I remember Direct Larry mentioned for TVC not so much, pero for film I think it's for continuity purposes. Pag sa pelikula gumagawa siya ng notes, may lighting diagram siya, ganyan, for continuity, no. Si Direct Raymond I think mentioned para alam nung gaffer niya, key grip niya kung saan lalagay yung ilaw. But for some of you guys, gumagawa pa ba kayo nun, or of course you're working with your gaffers for so long, no? Alam niyo na ba, meron na ba kayong secret na language? Alam na ba niya kung paano kayo maglalagay ng ilaw? Or do you still use it, no? Para to sa mga interesado na para malaman kung paano nyo ginagawa, paano kayo nag-iilaw. Ike, you go ahead.
Well, syempre may shorthand na kami nung gaffer ko at this point. So, unless it's a technically heavy shoot or it's a big setup, I don't usually do diagrams anymore. Kasi madami pang ma-change usually on the shooting day eh. So ang hirap pangunahan ano yung mga mangyayari. Unless it's something that's large in scale na everybody knows that they have to be on point. So prior to that, everything's super planned out. So I can diagram that, email it to my gaffer so that when he gets there, he can start setting it up before everybody else arrives. Pero otherwise, usually hindi na ako nagda-diagram.
Ikaw Dix, if you're doing it, may prerequisite ba yan? Ano ba? After ba yan ng technical meeting? After ba yan ng ocular? After ba yan makausap mo yung director, makita mo yung storyboard? How is it for you?
After I still use diagrams. Usually after the ocular, mag-uusap kami ng gaffer, and I use it as pero usually kami lang nakakakita niyan eh. Yung key grip, yung gaffer, ako, yung team. Pag malaking scale nung shoot. Pero pag yung hindi naman sobrang technical, like what Ike said, parang matagal na rin kasi kami magkasama ng team eh. So parang medyo alam niyo na. Pero usually pa rin, I use diagrams for myself. Para lang alam ko kung parang what lights should I get or should I use. Tapos, ako diagrams din, I use it for advanced setups. So, ang dami na kasi ngayon eh. Parang, you're gonna set up this scene, tapos, nag-a-advance setup na yung key grip mo or yung gaffer mo to the next location. So, paminsan pinaplot ko na ito yung gagamitin natin na ilaw, tapos ito dito natin lalagay. So, syempre, paminsan, pagdating sa location, parang mababago mo pa yan. Pero at least, meron ka ng parang meron ka lang kodigo, meron ka lang idea in mind.
Na.
So, parang ganun. So, pero pag paminsan nagagamit, paminsan hindi naman gagamitan. Pero yun, parang mas nagagamit ko yung diagrams or advanced setups na yun. Or photographs on
Oh,
there. So,
speaking of magbabago pa yan. Yan, tama yan. Personal experience ko, minsan sasabihin sa akin ng gaffer, okay na Chris, tapos na kami mag-setup. So pag magte-take na ako, may makikita pa ako, may maggagalaw-galaw pa dyan, meron pa maglalagay ng mga 216 dyan. So talagang pabago-bago, kahit take 5, take 6, may mark take na yung director, nagbabago pa rin ng lighting setup ang mga DOP, no? So tama po yan, totoo po yan. Ikaw, Direct
Sino
J,
yan?
in terms of ikaw, Direct J, in terms of na-mention ni Dix, no, na yung ginagamit niyan for advanced setup, especially now, no, if you're shooting halimbawa for a digital content, no, we're asked to shoot so much, no, output with very little time. How is it important na makapag-advance setup ka, no, parang 2 steps 3 steps ahead ka in terms of setup. So is lighting diagram an important tool or important process for you?
Ako I rarely do diagrams unless it's a huge setup. Same then, I guess yung mga naalala ko was really huge setups, like kunyari you have to light Enchanted Kingdom or something. Yun talaga parang I think you need to do something to show the crew where the lights are gonna be put. Pero normally I do a walkthrough on the set check or the location check with my gaffer. So we walk through the set. Sabihin ko kunyari put a light here and then dito para may drop light, and that's how I do it. Pero in terms of advanced setups, parang nagkakaintindi na rin kami ng gaffer eh. So parang usually advanced setups, we kind of know each other. We kind of know ahead kung we need an extra light to do 2 setups. Parang so depende sa board. Of course, you look at the storyboard, talk to the director, or alam mong mabilis or matagal yung director. It depends, di ba? So I guess ganon. Case to case din. So normally diagrams for me, yeah, kasi normally ang TVC naman natin is just usually 1 house, 2 houses, or ganun lang, hindi naman talaga parang Hollywood na parang you need to do big diagram. So nagkakaintindihan na kami. Pag sinabi ko ng next setup dito, may araw tayo doon, may ganun. I guess it's parang pretty much yeah, we understand now.
How about you, Take?
Well, totally understand, like agree with everyone says. Now I don't really do much diagram, but when I started out, I actually did. It's really helping for me to understand, and when sometimes you have to do technical setups, you can always go back to what I did. Sometimes now, if I have an apprentice, sometimes when I'm on the set, I'm asking them to actually do the diagram, so at least they can actually study also. So
exactly, no, yeah, as you mentioned, no, para sa mga nanonood, no, these are they have so much experience already, no, itong mga guests natin. That's why alam na nila, basically na experience na nila lahat yan, no, kung anong klaseng shoot, no. But for the beginners, just like Take said, I think it's an important tool also to help you or to guide you, no, or when you're teaching your apprentice.
Yeah.
I agree. Speaking of, I just want to touch on that, no. Speaking of apprenticeship, no. Because I assume some of you, like I know si Dix, si Ike nag-apprentice kayo, si Dix nag-apprentice kay Direct Boy Y, si Ike kay Direct G Boy, no. How is it important sa pagiging cinematographer, no, sa pagiging DOP, or nowadays pagka-graduate mo, mag-aral ka sa school, pagka-graduate mo, pasok ka kagad sa work, or is it something that you recommend? Ikaw muna, Dix.
Ako I strongly recommend talaga apprenticeship, kasi hindi mo matututunan diyan eh. Ano ko lang idadagdag ko lang with the diagrams. When I was apprenticing with Sir Boy Y, until I still have it, meron akong mga parang notebooks na kasi
Kodigo.
ito Kodigo film pa yun eh. So like naalala ko sa first episode Miss Shane nabanggit din niya. Meron pa rin ako yung notes ko nung nag-apprentice ako na every shoot sinusulat ko, even the opening. Tapos kung how Sir Boy lit the scene. So ngayon tinitignan ko pa rin siya kung kunyari food shot, titignan ko yung Pero syempre, that was film. So, ngayon, ang laking tulong niya for me. Pagdating naman sa apprenticeship, yun, I really recommend mag-apprentice ka to more pang experience cinematographer. Kaso may napapansin na ako ngayon dahil siguro bumaba na yung budgets. Ang hirap na mag-apprentice kasi parang ako kasi personally nahiya ako sabihin na apprentice ko siya parang ganoon, parang when somebody approaches sinasabi ko pwede ka mag-observe pero yung apprentice medyo strong word siya parang so pwede ang usually sinasabi ko you could observe or you mag-help ka sa set kung mag-observe ka sa shoot. Ang napansin ko lang, hirap na ngayon kasi syempre bumababa yung budget, parang less tao. Mas lalo na siguro ngayon.
Correct.
So, parang paminsan magpapaalam ka sa production, pwede ba magdala ng kasama pa? Sabihin, pwede ba magbawas ng tao? So, yun lang.
Or kung yung kasama mo na mag-o-observe, make sure, like what Direct Shane said nung last episode, no? Dapat as much as you can, invisible ka, pero nakakatulong ka dapat. Hindi ka dapat nakakasagabal sa proseso ng shoot, no? And yeah, ikaw, like how Dick said, no? Yung word na apprenticeship, seryoso siya, no? Na thing, no? Kasi I know matagal kang talagang nag-apprentice ka, and I know si Direct Shane, sinabi niya rin na talagang di siya uma-absent. Talagang full commitment. If you want to learn talaga, you have to commit, no? What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, from I guess if you can, meaning kung wala kang responsibilidad to provide for anybody else, if you're capable of going under apprenticeship, kung hindi mo kailangan kumita, kung walang pressing need, do it. Kasi I think it's really, really important that you see how people work in a professional environment, how they carry themselves, how they interact with other people, apart from just the technical stuff. Kasi I was an apprentice for 6 years, and we barely talked about technical stuff. Kasi what was important for G-Boy was for me to understand why he did things the way he did them. So in that sense, nakuha mo yung kung paano siya on set, na nakuha mo yung ugali niya, na nakukuha mo bakit niya ginagawa yung mga bagay. And then it starts you thinking and turns you into somebody who's looking for your own voice as a cinematographer versus just copying your mentor, because that was sort of how we did my apprenticeship. Pero again, it was a 6-year apprenticeship for me, and it was very, very helpful kasi you leapfrog a lot of the stumbling blocks that you can encounter unless you get somebody to show you how it's done. So sa akin, it's very important.
Yeah, I agree.
Ikaw, nag-apprentice ka rin, Chris, di ba? You also wonder, I mean, it's, di ba? So
yeah, it's something that I really take, seriously. So that's something that I always advise to whichever department you want to be with. Kung sa production design ka ba, kung sa props ka ba, pagiging director, DOP, pagiging AD, it's something that hindi mo matututunan sa school. Matututunan mo like hands-on and experience, no? And by the way, I think we have an announcement here, no? Over 15,000 so far during this live stream, but yeah, nice.
Maraming
over
salamat.
15,000 na yata yung mga nag-donate during this live stream. Maraming salamat, guys. Thank you.
Salamat.
And over the course of the two roundtable plus yung roundtable nung last the other day, no, nakakuha na tayo ng 75,000 pesos. Nice.
Thank you.
Salamat po. Ayun, so Hindi ko alam for Take and for JA kasi I'm not sure. I'm sure their experience is different kasi I don't think they went under traditional apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Iba yung experience nila from us ni Dix Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, pero si JA kasi I think alam ko maraming nag-a-apprentice sa kanya maraming dumaan kay JA na ngayon talaga mga nag-DOP na rin, no. But moving on, no, to, as you said, going back to the topic of TVC, no, shooting in a digital age. Obviously we have a wide range of concept and execution, no. Meron tayong narrative, meron tayong lifestyle, meron tayong food, meron tayong CG heavy board, no. We want to know how do you approach, no? Kasi siyempre pag sa commercial ka, daming genre niyan di ba? So how do you approach going from one storyboard to another storyboard, no? Different storyboards that you work on. Let's start with Ike, no? I think we're going to show one of the projects that you work on, no? Itong parang mas beauty lifestyle to and you can if you can talk about that, because I know you're doing narrative also, nag-food ka rin, ganyan, pero ikaw in terms of this particular project, no, paano mo in-approach yung trabaho mo dito bilang DOP?
I guess we're showing the nesty one, ano? Kasi ikaw yung AD namin on this one So this was directed by Chrissy Saifu. So this was one of those na I was fairly early on kausap na ni Chrissy. So I think she was boarding when we were talking about how she wanted to approach it. And basically you talk about it again, like I said, I approach everything like a story. So there's an emotional value to the spot. So here, the emotional value that she was looking for was for it to be fun. So you wanted people to feel like they were having fun while they were watching it. So it goes to the camera movement. How did we want to move it? So pinag-usapan na namin. Does that mean, again, babalik ka dun sa budget Babalik ka sa budget. So a part of the preparation for it is what camera will allow me to be mobile enough to capture the feeling that my director wants to capture. So I think for that one, we settled on an Alexa Mini kasi kasya naman. Pasok naman siya sa budget. So we settled on that. And then a big part of that is the costumes and the set design, which was in this case, it was Nina Torres. Diba? So, kasi again, it's a collaborative process and you can only shoot what's in front of you. Diba? So, if what's in front of you does not follow what you talked about, doesn't give that same emotion, it won't work. So it has to be in line with what my director, what we all talked about, essentially. So preparation-wise, I was there fairly early on and we knew what we wanted to do with it. We wanted one source from the window. We knew that Nina would give us the space to work with. We knew that we saw the talents beforehand. We knew what they looked like. We knew what they could look like in costume. So all of it was really just about moving, for this one at least, it was a lot of just moving the camera to give you the feeling of that what the director wanted. So more than anything, it was that. Kasi mabilis lang tayo dito in terms of setup I mean, we had 3 or 4 lights outside that window and then a bunch of bounce boards for everything else. That was that whole thing. Diba? It was a lot of both cameras moving back and forth. So that's what that was. Yun. Nag-freeze na po si Chris ata.
Kada yatang namangha sa...
Oo, nauubos na. So pag-usapan na natin si Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Ayun. So,
Paano ba?
ayun. So, ewan ko kung how you guys approach the same things. Do you guys approach the same things differently or is it that similar for you? Hindi ko alam eh. For me kasi again, I was fairly early on this on this board eh. So it was fairly concrete. The ideas were fairly concrete eh. So like you guys do lifestyle a lot din naman eh. So I don't know what does that mean for you guys preparation wise.
Jay.
Diba kasi
You wanna go, Taki?
Wait. About
just I guess
ano ba?
no, I guess just general talking about how we prepare for stuff. Diba? Like it's interesting because I'm sure we all have different methods of preparing. Diba?
Okay. Yeah, I guess it depends. No? So if you're working, well, my ad, I don't know if they're gonna show it, but basically, iba rin when you're depends who you're working with. So I'm basically when you're working with there's a director that you usually work with. Basically, this ad that shows this is pretty old ad, but this was a time when there was no sky panels and there were no Alexa minis, so we had to settle for small reds. I think I forgot what red we were using, but then yun nga, this was pretty much parang very tight space, and I've been working with this director for a while since cinematography directed it, and so basically it was a bit challenging because we had to work on a hallway and we had to do repeated stuff. Meaning there was the idea was to have maraming Derek Ramseys in the hallway, so we had to do like a motion control. So it was a bit challenging because we had to lock the camera because we didn't have a motion control. We don't have a motion control. So we had to. It was by the crew. I just had to pull the cameras at parang at a certain speed na consistent every time. So we had to mimic like a motion control. And what was the thing about this is it was too tight. I couldn't light it, so I had to collaborate with the production designer really well and rig lights. We used some T5s because we didn't afford Kino flows on top, or so we had to put those T5 lights and rig it and make them a light. So I made sure that it had a case, so I could have like a look that's selective light and it doesn't spill off. And we wanted the dark look for this ad. So yun, basically we rigged it, and this was purely gels. So we had to use some flux greens and some special blues and stuff. So yun, basically ganun, depende rin. I pretty much know what my director wants for this. Like she said, basically we get the idea if he wants it. Kung makakalaro,
may kanya-kanyang pagsubok.
Yeah, let's
Tibay lang yan loob. Ang tanduay distilled by the rum experts at 160 years na nagpapatibay ng loob. Ang lahat ng duda ay mawawala. Magtitiwala sa sarili.
Yun lang. I guess that's how I prepare for others.
Tibay, tanduay.
Iba rin ito.
Sining
I guess
PD?
for this one.
For this one.
Abby, no? Si Abby Jam ba to?
Yes, Abby Jam. And
ngayon na nasa Canada na. Hello, kung kaya Abby Jam, kung nanonood sila ni Dak. And then si Take has a food spot.
Yeah. Okay. So the one I did is so the I'm gonna show is only one TVC, like a 30 seconds.
Yes.
Actually, on the day itself, is this other 4 other boards. So actually 5 boards.
5 boards. Yeah.
So in the production, then when they had a meeting, it's like so huge, like it's like a Bible, like we have to shoot this much. So like we have to think about, like, okay, how do we shoot it efficiently? So at the end, we decided to shoot with 3 cameras. Actually, there's 4 setups because there's the guy who sort of like cooking stuff. So there's a one and there's 2 or 3 other food shots separately. But also, it's very hard to oversee everything. So I really need to have a good ACs who can think and who can come up, who can actually adjust on the spot. So I can really concentrate on communicate with the director what she wants, and then go to the set and discuss. It's really a lot. It's like I think it's over 60 frames to 70 frames, and we have to finish in like one day, which is ended up
A lot.
not the
That's a
24
lot.
hours, but yeah, it's kind of like long. So it's really before we shoot. Okay, a camera, we have to shoot at this frame, this camera, and maybe this one would be high speed. So okay, all the big lights is gonna be only this side, or maybe this one is only for the production. So this setup is purely only for the production. Those kind of things we really needs to prep beforehand.
So the logistics of splitting up the studio space.
Yeah, it's actually
Right,
we shot
yeah.
it in a Revolver studio, so it's not that big. So
Yeah.
Was this shot in one day?
yeah, we have to shot in one day in 5 boards.
Wow.
So everybody watching, yes, that's a slightly normal thing.
Yeah.
Sadly. Tapos
And,
si Dix. Sorry, yes, go. Take.
I don't know, and food stand it usually takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yes.
So yeah.
And
Yes, that takes.
the props man, for the rigging of all those food.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like AD and the props man, we really need to discuss like, okay, when we shoot this, maybe the props man, like a assistant props man going to the other side, and
So there's a bunch of you just going around the set trying to make it happen.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, the lighting it's one thing, but it's just to we have to finish in time. That's other things too. Yeah. That's the challenge.
So weird now. I don't know if we can do those kind of setups again.
Yeah. After this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
And si
maybe.
Dix. Sorry. Go, Take.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so si Dix, I think naman will be showing this falls under the digital content stuff that we were talking about, right? So it's more narrative.
Yun, for this, pareho tayo, Ike. I was briefed by this is directed by Direk Joel Limchok. So, na-brief ako ni Direk Joel at an early stage. Parang, sa pagkakaalala ko, pinipencil pa lang yung board eh. So, I got really excited kasi this is something new for the brand. Yung sci-fi, alien invasion, Manila in chaos. Parang engagement namin is really a film, parang teaser trailer, or tapos it will end up as a welcoming ad. So yun yung challenge. So yun, yung ad na to, we really tried to make it feel ma-feel mo yung Manila, very cinematic, and syempre puro usok, incenso, basang floors, and fire, lahat ng elements eh. So yan mukhang new, so lahat ginamit na namin, lahat ng tricks sa books para magmukhang filmic. So tas yun nga, yung reveal niya, it's a ad for the restaurant. So parang yun yung challenge nun. So nung nakita ko to, so ang laki ng scale eh. Sabi ko, grabe, nakakatakot tong shoot kasi ang laki ng scale. Traffic scenes, tapos ang galing lang yung planning. So we planned it very well. So from locations to logistics to cameras to use, kung ano yung mga gamitin na production designer, ang galing din Miss Adelina yung birthday niya, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ade.
Tapos yun, CG, heavy CG din siya. So ang hirap niya i-plano, pero ang saya niya i-shoot. So ang saya, alam mo yun, ang hirap-hirap niya i-plan, pero nung shoot na, ang saya eh. So,
It's beautiful.
yun, isa sa pinakamasayang shoot na nagawa ko siguro. For an ad.
So,
Ilang days mo siya shoot?
Kung di ako nagkakamali, 3 days yan. 3 days. So,
Kasi it's something that I guess we're always under time pressure. All of us, right? When we're shooting, we're always under time pressure. That's something that, yan, with si Chiki, nakabalik na po.
Ayan.
Sa kanila. Ayan.
Sorry guys.
Ayan. So,
dapat si Jules na lang eh.
Sorry.
Nawala Chris.
Sorry guys.
Well, anyway, Chris,
Yan.
nasagot na namin yung questions about the phone.
Ulitin nyo. Kailangan ko marinig. Ulitin nyo yan. Kasi di nila ako babayaran eh. Sorry po. Yan, bigla nawala eh. Ganyan talaga, meron may mga nangyayari. Okay, sorry. Continue guys. Sorry.
Ayun. So, parang next na tayo. Parang program-wise.
Tapos na nakita na lahat ng videos nyo. Okay. Alright. Okay. Sorry guys. Okay, next. Okay, how did the digital age change the overall visual aesthetic of TVC and cinematography in general? In terms of color, lighting, depth. Taki-san, you answer first.
Well, nowadays it's actually camera became much cheaper and smaller. You have more choices compared to back in the film time. So as we as the cinematographers, we kind of need to understand like each camera and like the specs and like what is capable of, which is it's kind of never-ending studying kind of thing. No, it's something different from before. Even the lighting is also, I think, it's become lighter and cheaper. We now start using a lot of LED lights compared to those big lights. To add that, I think we kind of more use the practical lights because the camera is capable of actually shooting high ISO without much having noise. So we can really play with the actual light mismo. Something that it's having those that it actually make shoots sometimes faster and it looks more organic compared to we actually put the light HMI and tungsten light. It's became so lit. So yeah, even like a look is different from the back then. Even like this, like 5 or 6 years, and now it's completely different. And sometimes young filmmakers, young cinematographers, they make really amazing images.
Dix?
Sa look, syempre yung film, yun parati natin sa digital age, digital cinematography, yung gusto natin parati magmukhang film. Pero yun, nag-adapt na tayo to, meron na rin siyang sarili niyang look. Meron na siyang digital look. So parang nag-adapt na tayo lahat. So, pero ang take in cinematography in general ngayon, parang it's a good time for cinematography. Kasi accessible lahat ng gamit. So equipment nandyan. Pero syempre depende yan kung may budget ka. Nag-iba na ang daming lenses na pagpipilian, ang daming lights, LEDs nandyan na. So cameras, even yung specialized na tao for an equipment or for for post-production, specialized na. So kunyari may DIT ka, may colorists. So ang gagaling ng colorist. So yung visual ng digital, talagang siya, sa galing ng mga colorists natin ngayon, parang talagang mapapaganda niya yung images. So yun din, ang daming equipment ngayon na Ang takot lang ngayon kung masyado kang maging technical tapos mawala ka na dun sa parang kainin ka na ng technology, mawala na yung grasp mo for the concept. Pero for me, it's a good time for cinematography. Swerte ng mga nag-cinematography ngayon.
Especially for the young, like aspiring cinematographers. Before, it's so hard to actually have a chance to use the big cameras and the lights. But all those young people, it's become cheaper, and they can actually become cinematographers right away.
Yeah, even like asking for work before, right?
Yeah.
They'll ask for your reel and they'll ask for stuff shot on film. But because you're not given an opportunity to shoot on film, you have nothing on your reel that's on film. So it was a catch-22 of that time.
Ikaw, JA.
Well, same din, no? I think mas forgiving ang technology. Unlike before, well, ngayon kasi mas matapang ka in a way. You're more courageous in terms of exposing. Unlike before, you weren't sure, so you'd probably overexpose kind of a bit because you don't really know. I don't know, that was me, but when in the digital age, you sort of see the images right on the monitor. So may pros and cons, I guess. Yeah, the longer coverage helps, the smaller cameras helps, and seeing the images immediately, parang nakakalaro ka kagad. And tama, I guess it's really accessible now. The younger generation is, yun nga. So it should be like encouraged that they really shoot no more. Kasi dati, I mean, we couldn't even rent a camera. Video 8 wasn't an option really. I mean, so yeah, it's good for good for the younger ones, para at least they, alam mo yun, there's good images coming out of the younger ones, which is great for us in the future.
How about you, Ike?
Yeah, well, like what they said, first of all, ang gagaling ng mga bata. Ang gagaling na ng mga bata kasi they grew up on this technology already. So this is like breathing to them. And then, like Jay said, it's matapang ka na eh. Kasi nakikita mo na. Diba? Before when you'd expose, andito yung balls mo sa leeg mo eh. Hindi mo alam, fuck, may lalabas ba dito, di ba?
Hindi ka makatulog.
Diba? Hindi ka makatulog hanggang hindi lumalabas yung neck reports na, uy, may scratch. Fuck, ano nangyari? Di ba ngayon, ang tapang mo na to do things. And then, there's so much you can take from. Like, you look at Instagram and follow other cinematographers, directors, di ba, and other creative people. And then you can get really inspired. So, it becomes this, all of this is around you. You can take what you want and use it, di ba, and improve your craft. Ang goal naman is, for, at least for me, the way I see it, is for people coming up after us, is they push it forward, diba? That everything gets better. That's the goal, so that it moves forward.
Pero may merit rin ba? Like, for example, ako, gusto kong maging cinematographer. For example, may merit pa rin ba na mag-aral ng film?
Yes,
or
yes.
More?
Yes, doon ako papunta.
Why?
Diba?
Well, sa akin kasi, Chris, ako, I guess some lessons na nadala ko from starting off with film is, of course, I still use a light meter, more for contrast ratio, and I find it faster for me. I don't need, parang yun nga yung purpose ko. Like, I don't need the monitor to light. Siyempre, you adjust once the monitor's on, pero when you have a setup ahead, you already have the ratio. So ang dami ring things that it brought, some advantages that that I got from learning those, no. But then there's, I think, with the digital age, mas maraming kailangan updates because it keeps changing, keeps new cameras, new sensors, new lights. At one point, ang tagal ko bago lumipat ng sky panel. Talagang I was still, nandun pa rin ako sa mga bounce lights, styro. But then eventually I had to rent some.
Okay.
I guess yung ano from studying how it was done before is kasi there's a discipline to how you approached it before. That's diba? You had to approach the project purposefully. You had to approach each shot purposefully because you were trying to save money on a very basic level, diba? Kasi mahal yung film eh. So that forced you to think about every little thing you were doing, every little thing in frame. And I think that's a discipline that can get lost. It's not lost, but it can get lost in the flurry of beautiful imagery. So that's something that I guess we all try and watch out for.
Yeah, that's something that the young filmmakers should really take consideration. Also, the multiple cameras, people tend to shoot a lot of coverage, so they don't really what do you call that? I think the people needs to able to shoot only one cam. They not rely on the shooting so many cameras and just let edit make it something out. Because sometimes the people get the so many footage and see what's gonna happen. That's something that when you come back in the film time or just only one cam, you really need to like Ike said, you really have to know what you shoot.
Okay. So I think I'm almost done now with my questions na pinrepare ng group for you guys. So now I think ito na we're going to move on to the question and answer portion ng nagaling sa mga comments natin sa mga viewers natin, and we have one question here from Joe Alandi. Curious if there are any techniques or process of thinking usually associated with filmmaking that they were able to adapt to TVCs. So yung process na ginagawa niyo sa paggawa ng pelikula, nadala niyo ba yun sa paggawa ng TVC? Dix, ikaw?
Definitely yes. Kasi parang yun nga, parang what I said. Parang ano naman yun eh, you're telling a story. So parang ako para maging specific, siguro yung nakuha ko from film to nalipat ko to TVCs. Para sa akin lang to yung hindi ko masyado kino-complicate yung lighting to the point na baka parang I usually light ng one source kung saan nanggagaling yung araw. So yun yung natutunan ko from film to na lumipat ako ng ad. So parang I try to mimic the sun every scene na parang hindi unless kailangan mo maging much more you need to be much more stylized. Pero for me yun yung I don't like to complicate the lighting para maging mas direct yung attention mo to the storytelling.
Ikaw, J.A., you started ba with music videos and film bago ka nag-commercial? Tama ba?
Progression ko was short films, tapos music videos, and then movies. Actually, never ko naman nisip mapasok ang advertising dati. So, same question ba?
Yeah.
Well, definitely may nadala rin ako kasi, well, I would say kasi main inspiration ko rin naman is definitely you always think of movies when you think of scenes. I don't know, that's the way I because I love movies. So I keep watching. So definitely when you see a board, you see minsan ang peg the reference that comes in mind with what the director is, ganitong movie ba to, or could sometimes it could be as far as a painting, but that's very rare in advertising. But so yeah, definitely I apply it, pero I light very differently when it's film and TVC. Depende, when there's a call to make it look like film, I start to make it. I'm when I light film kasi I mas conscious ako about not making it look like too motivated or it's too when TVC kasi there's a sun coming in and it's so precise, and but I want to do less precise. So when there's a call for it to make it look like film, I break the rules, and I sort of parang I go more into the what makes it look feel more natural. I guess dun ko na apply
Okay, so for you, I'll move on to the next question. No, from Nico Ramos, tips on how to light product shots, especially bottles. Yan, alam ko may
Bottles.
liquid, kotse, lahat na nagre-reflect na mga product, no, mahirap ilawan talaga yan. So, any tips daw?
Paano ba to? Without being too technical, I guess. Without being too technical.
Lakas ng loob lang.
Ano lang, laban lang. Hindi, ano yan when you shoot products, what's important is to keep in mind, I think, is the shape. If you're shooting a bottle, the shape of the bottle, how do you make it come out? Is there anything interesting with the bottle itself? I mean, diba, some bottles will have texture. Do you want that texture there? Do you want it out? So those are decisions that you can think about. And I guess with what you have, you decide on how you want to present the bottle without losing its shape and with showing what's important about it. Parang ganun. Yun.
Ike, sorry, tanong ko lang. Paano kanya kay Chris medyo shiny, ganyan?
Ayan, well,
Pledge.
Tama. Props
Pero,
man.
I guess tama, Ike. Parang iba rin yung market kasi dito, like how
Yes.
the like a bottle dito would be more backlit.
Yes, backlit.
Right.
Or,
Pero like in abroad, is more natural.
it's more natural.
Less, I guess, fancy. So, I guess yun yung call kasi dito eh. They like art sale, para kumbaga really, really beautiful, glossy, may talagang todo backlight or something. I don't know, diba? So, I guess yun, may call din kasing ganun yung lighting dito.
Yeah.
So may demand to make a bottle look shiny and the backlights or yun. So, tama si Ike. Yeah, I just wanted to add that. Parang iba yung culture dito eh.
Iba yan eh. Kasi in other countries, iba din yung expectation nila of what a product shot is. From ano eh, diba? It's very cultural, I guess. Diba?
Okay. Ito, I know you all know this guy, no? From Richie, no? De Padua. Take-san, this is for you from Richie. How do you deal with shadows in TVC and movie?
How do I deal with
shadow? I don't know what kind of shadow he's talking about, no? But for sure you understand, no? You work with this guy. He's very shadowy.
Oh my God.
By the way, while Take-san is thinking of the answer, no?
Yes,
I just want to say
someone
thank
else.
you very much. Today, I think tonight we've raised over 17,000 pesos already, no? During this
salamat po. Salamat.
77,000. Sana maka 100. Sana umabot tayo ng 100. We have a few minutes left. And of course, please donate, guys. We have a few minutes left. You can post your questions on the comment section. We'll try to answer all of it. No, again, this is advertising, and it's a fundraising campaign for Displaced Daily Wage advertising production workers. No, so please, donate. Visit the website na nakikita nyo dyan sa screen nyo. And thank you sa mga tulong nyo. No, again, this is brought to you by LPS, TSU, Dai, Adobo, in partnership with advertising. No, okay. So, Direct Take, do you have the answer to Richie's question?
Sorry, could you say it again, the question?
Yeah, how do you deal with shadows in TVC and movie?
Well, TVC, usually people kind of sort of like allergic
like shadows.
And the movies, they love shadows. So just trying to find, right the balance.
Yeah. Another one from Lawrence Arcangel. If you only shoot with one lens, what will it be and why? Thank you. Sino gusto sumagot? Anybody?
Parang ano yan eh. Parang magdedepende sa material yan eh. Diba? The lens will depend on the material that you
In the
you need to
space.
shoot. Yeah.
For example, food.
Well,
Depende sa
kasi
treatment.
ako rarely when there was a time before digital, rare ako nagre-rent ng mga special lenses. It's because we always end up on SD TV. So I always get the super speeds, the Carl Zeiss. So I don't really rent the expensive ones unless I do a movie na talagang I'm very particular with lenses. Pero
And camera, of course, no?
pero unless food is a case or beauty, case to case. Um, I guess you have no you normally it's a standard when you do food is you have the macro lens. So but I still use super speeds sometimes because I used to like the wider opening and just put a glass for macro.
Okay, ito, one more question from Direct Jules Dakanay. Hi, Direct Jules. Aside from hair and cars, is there anything particularly difficult to shoot? Kasi mahirap mag-shoot ng buhok, di ba? Mahirap mag-shoot ng kotse sa reflection. Meron pa bang ibang genre or product na mahirap i-shoot?
From a technical standpoint,
Liquid shots, ganyan.
from a technical standpoint, food is hard. Kasi it takes so many people.
Pag may food stunts, no? Pag may food stunts.
It's hard. Food stunts. Kasi it's also very subjective. How food looks good to you may not look good to the person next to you. And you're all trying to balance that while somebody's trying to toss the food in a perfect manner so you can catch it at 2,000 frames. So I think technically that's one of the harder things to do. That's why it takes us so long to finish one.
Hit and miss kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
dagdag ko lang, ako tracking shots, yung moving vehicle shots. Hirap eh. Parang parang continuity ng ilaw, yung
Lalo na dito, no, men?
Sometimes you cannot even light it at all, di ba, pare? Di mo naman mailawan.
Oo.
Hindi palagi. I mean, kung naka-flatbed ka, pwede siguro.
Yeah.
Challenging din well, for some cases babies are challenging. Si Jules alam yan.
For me, the challenging is to make it daytime with the lights.
Yeah, because you can't light the babies. Yeah, you need colder lights.
Oras yan.
Oras. And kating-kati ka i-adjust, di mo ma-adjust kasi nandun na yung baby.
Ito, meron pa isa pang tanong. From Migs Gomez, Direx, tanong lang po, big advantage po ba na marunong ka din magkulay habang nag-aaral ng cinematography and photography? Big advantage ba yun?
For sure. I mean, kung magkulay meaning marunong ka ng color correction,
yep,
it's a big advantage, di ba? Kasi, syempre, again, yung colorists are collaborators, and also that part of post is a tool. At least to me, it's a tool. Like, for example, I know na if I want to flag off light from a wall, and that takes another 15 minutes for the people to put that up, I know that when I go into the grading suite, I can ask the colorist to kindly bring the wall down. That takes so much less time than being on set, diba? So the knowledge of that will help you as a cinematographer because you know those are extra tools, not on set, that you can use after, diba? To make it, of course, it has to reach that point, no? So you try to make it a point na you tell everybody na, uy, pagdating sa grade, baka pwede natin ibabato just in case you don't make it to the grade. So it's a tool na you should be adding to your arsenal, I guess.
To you, Dix, no? From Noah Lapus, do you set the tone of your film in camera or in post?
Parang ako medyo nagbago. Pero usually sa camera pa lang, nandun na. So, pero ngayon, dami ng yung minsan, you tend to be safe. Masalo na kunyari, CG heavy yung board. Pero definitely sa film, camera pa lang, set mo na yung tone, yung look mo. Pero, well, ganun din naman ako for TVCs. Parang camera pa lang. Siyempre, sana nandun na. Para lesser work suppose. Tsaka parang ang concept ko dun, once makita na ng colorist yan, he or she knows na
Ano yung intent?
Yun. So, parang hinahatid mo na siya dun. Parang pag nakita nila, so parang gano'n. Pero usually talaga in camera. Lalo ngayon, madami ng LUT. So, yun. Parang kukunin mo yung JA Tadena LUT, ilalagay
Okay na
mo
yun, maganda
sa
na lahat.
camera mo, di ba?
Oo, maganda na lahat.
Yun na yun.
Oo, maganda na lahat.
Okay, we have another question from Arvin Alvarez. Maybe Take-san, you can answer this. No, how will you handle 10 hours of shooting with the possible new normal rules in production? Kasi I think possible that the time that are allowed us to shoot will be roughly 10 hours only, given our situation. So is pre-light do you recommend it? Is it something that you'll do prior to the shoot, so it's less time for us to shoot it?
I think we can always come up some way to make things faster, like more people or more lights. But I think before we actually comes in, actually the concept and those, like those the production house and the agency and clients, they really need to agree what's actually possible to shoot in those hours. So sometimes when we comes on the like a meeting, they already decided, oh, this is gonna shoot in one day. But sometimes like, you sure? I mean, it seems like it's more than we can afford to do. So hopefully, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know like it's possible. But sometimes before they go into make a TVC or they think about the concept, hopefully that's going to be consideration. Take the consideration for that, because we cannot do so much. There's so many ways we can try to as less as possible, but it just sometimes so hard.
Obviously a lot of the departments, I see nga a lot of the departments na nagmi-meeting sila in terms of how are we going to shoot in this new normal na sinasabi. Yung mga production designer, yung mga directors, I'm sure kayo rin sa LPS, mga DOPs, mga ADs, nag-uusap-usap din yan on how to proceed. But I think also one question is kung may work pa ba after, kasi right now I think mga businesses are down. It's hard, it's very uncertain, hindi natin alam kung anong mangyayari, but kailangan natin mag-prepare for it, kailangan natin paghandaan if and when we go back to work, kasi syempre affected talaga yung industry natin, the industry that we're into, production side, isa tayo sa mga affected nitong quarantine, and I just want to touch on this issue, because obviously nasa news ngayon, and it's affecting us since we are in the creative and production industry, I just wanna know your opinion about it. What can you say about it? What do you think is the impact of ABS-CBN shutdown? And kahit na tayo nasa commercial industry tayo, nasa advertising industry tayo, we are greatly affected by it, and obviously it's medyo mahirap, mahirap siya yung sitwasyon ngayon. Ang daming nawalan ng trabaho, ang daming mawawalan ng trabaho with imagine how big of a company yung ABS-CBN. So you guys, whoever wants to say anything, no, what's your opinion about it? How does it affect us, no? Tayo nasa creative and production industry tayo. Ike.
Well, as much as we think we're not going to feel it, diba? First of all, I think 11,000 people losing their jobs is a horrible, horrible thing, especially at this point in time. Especially if we can go more political, and then it becomes, because that renewal thing that they've been talking about has been in Congress for the longest time. But that's a different thing entirely, diba? Just the fact that 11,000 people are going to lose their jobs, it's a horrible thing. And it indirectly affects us because you're closing down a media outlet where we show the work we do.
Exactly.
Diba? So does that mean because that's one less media outlet, the advertisers will say, okay, we don't need as much, diba? Or we only need this many materials because we're not constantly going to have to replenish it because people are just watching so many things. Or I don't know, diba? Pero we're gonna feel it for sure. Diba? Pero more than anything, I think it's a horrible, horrible time to lose your job, and I think it's done in a very wrong way.
J.A.
Well, same then. Actually, I feel sad about the closure. I think of course definitely for I feel bad for the workers. Um, Number two, definitely going to affect us, feeling ko, because yun na nga, big number of Filipinos don't have, hindi pa naman talaga tayo full internet. I think in the mga malalayong mga provinces is really relying on TV pa rin on in terms of marketing, di ba? So I don't know how it's gonna affect us, pero feeling ko yun na nga, ang laki ng tinanggal nilang venue for us to show, tama si Ike, for us to show our work. And mostly I do a lot of beauty ads, and these are the main venues talaga of those yung market nila. And some rarely do digital, diba? And it's sad kasi I know some people who lost their work nga. It's sad na yun na nga at this time, tapos wala tayong normally ako ko yan ABS talaga ako nanonood ng local news. So wala na rin yun, di ba?
Yeah, tsaka no matter what political color you have, no matter what your point of view is, at the end of the day, at this point in time, it's wrong, no? Parang mawalan ng trabaho yung mga tao, no? It's very, very sad with what happened, no, and what's happening. Dix, ikaw, anything to add?
Yun, ganun din. Parang ang lungkot. So, kasi daming tao nawalan ng trabaho. Ako kasi, share ko lang, yung first job ko is PA sa ABS. And yung wife ko ngayon, she works for ABS. Parang she writes and she's a dubber. So, nung nalaman namin yung news, parang bukod sa nakakalungkot na ang dami na wala ng trabaho, yung moral, yung alam mo na parang yun nga, parang sabi mo Chris, do it at this point in time. Parang ano siya parang ngayon gagawin yan, parang
ngayon pa talaga.
Ano ba tawag doon bad taste or hindi ko alam Parang hindi makatao. So, ang lungkot, yun talaga, ako yung moral. Parang lahat tayo parang ang lungkot na nga na nangyayari. Tapos ganito pa ginawa. So, wala, ang lungkot.
Yeah, yun nga. But I think that's why meron pa rin mga grupo na mga tao na nag-organize na something like this. And I'm pretty sure the management naman of ABS-CBN won't hindi nila papabayaan yung mga workers nila, no. how about you, Take-san? If you're familiar with what's happening with ABS-CBN, no, what can you say about it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I heard about it. It's quite shocking for me as, like Japanese and foreigners. It's one of the major broadcasting companies going to be, like closed down, which in Japan, I never actually, expect that would happen. So, and 11,000 people. And this time, it's unbelievable. It's just, that's what I felt.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't want to end on this somber note, no? Parang medyo na down tayo, no? So, pwede natin pag-usapan siguro yung mga kalokohan nyo sa shooting. Yun na lang.
Ikaw madami nun, Chris.
Hindi. Joke lang.
Ikaw
Joke
yung
lang.
madami.
Tulad ng bakit hindi kayo sumasabay? Hindi, anyway, joke lang. No, I just we don't have much time, no, guys. I would like to thank each and every one of you for sharing your time, your knowledge, no. Thank you very much. Maraming natutunan. Maraming natutunan yung mga viewers natin, no. And I'm sure bitin yan, and you cannot really grasp cinematography in an hour and a half, no? So marami pa yan. So I'm sure may mga susunod pa, and I'm sure we'll see more of you guys kasi ito na ngayon yung natin, a new normal, no? We'll just ask for a last few words from you guys. Last few words para sa mga viewers natin, and again sa mga beneficiaries natin, no, shoutout lang sa kanila. Nanonood sila ngayon, no. Pinapanood nila kayo, yung mga ibang mga crew, camera operator, mga grip, no, nanonood din sila. Kayo mga boss idol nila, pinapanood nila kayo, no. Any last few words from you guys before we end the program? JA.
Okay. I guess generally for the aspiring cinematographer, siguro, I guess, is, I guess this, especially now during ECQ, GCQ, I don't let it, parang stop you. Parang feeling ko just find inspiration every day. Find some way that you can still learn things. Well, kami naman, we all still learn, still learning. So the same as you, parang you guys have, feeling ko just keep shooting, do something creative, and naman, there's no certain pathway towards the goal. So I mean, just keep doing what you love.
Okay.
Well, for the aspiring filmmakers, I'm sure you guys love the film, so more or less you guys gonna watch the movies and you're gonna study about the cameras. But aside from that, you guys maybe read the books and exposed to different art, and you just like, I don't know, like maybe just learn whatever you have, like not just only become a film nerd. And at the end, that's who you are, become eventually, that leads to your style, or so good luck.
Ike.
I guess i-echo ko yung sinabi ni Sir Larry an episode back, na yun nga, sabi nila Jay ni Tak, is like, first of all, there are so many resources around. So technically, you can learn everything technically already. Pero immersing yourself in living, in looking at other art, in listening to music, not necessarily those that interest you, even the ones that don't. All of that can contribute to who you are, which in turn contributes to who you will be as a cinematographer, because this is a very experiential work, experiential job, if you may. Diba? Kasi we can recreate only as many sunrises, only as many sunsets as we've seen and experienced. So that's all part of it. It's not just being in the books, looking at everything. It's also living and taking inspiration from that and bringing that into your work. Yun.
Dix?
Ayun, sa aspiring filmmakers, cinematographers, parang yun, continue niyo i-educate yung sa sarili niyo. Tapos, be humble. Parang maging mabait ka sa set. So, I'm sure ngayon, babait lang tayo dapat. Kasi,
Yes,
dahil sa mga
importante.
nangyayari eh.
Respect.
So, yeah, respect.
Respect.
So, yun, be humble, parang, maging mabait ka na lang. Maging mabait ka lang. So,
Yeah, especially sa industry nga natin, as we discussed earlier, no, it's a collaboration, no? So, important pa rin team player ka. Hindi porket na magaling ka, matalino ka, magaling ka mag-ilaw, magaling ka mag-camera, pero pangit ng ugali mo, wala kang mararating, no? So, it's a team effort.
Saka habol ko lang siguro, no? Wag lang sigurong magmadali.
sige.
Wag lang magmadali. Kasi masaya siyang matutunan eh. It's fun to learn as you go. So don't put yourself in the corner because you're trying to get to your goal so fast that you miss so many things. Sayang.
Correct. Okay, guys, sorry we don't have much time. Yung mga may additional questions, people can message and ask questions or reach out to the DPs through the Lupon ng Pilipinong Sinematograpo IG account, no? So pwede kayo doon mag-message, doon kayo magtanong, and hindi lang itong 4 na to, no? Maraming mga cinematographers, no, nandiyan, pwede kayo magtanong, message kayo sa kanila, follow nyo sila sa IG account nila at Filipino Cinematographers, no? Yan yung IG account ng LPS. Okay, so pwede kayo doon magtanong sa kanila kung meron kayong mga additional questions, because obviously we don't have much time here. Anyway, again, I would like to say one last thing, no? Since we're talking about filmmakers, sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, no, today we lost a legend, an icon, a celebrated artist, filmmaker in the name of Direk Peke Galiaga, no? Direk Peke, you will be missed. We would like to say thank you for all your contributions to the art of filmmaking. Kami po, naikiramay po kami sa buong pamilya ni Direk Peke. May you rest in peace, sir.
Ayun. Maraming salamat po sa nag-donate. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Yes, again, maraming pong salamat. You can still continue to donate. Just go through the link that we're gonna show you. Again, guys, thank you so much. Direk Dix Buhay, Direk Ike Avellana, Direk Take Onishi, Direk Tadena. Thank you very much.
Salamat.
Please donate.
Everybody. It is brought to you by LPS, Lupon ng mga Pilipinong Sinematograpo, This Side Up Manila, Die COVID Die, no? Adobo Magazine in partnership with Advertising. Napakaganda po ng ginagawa nitong mga grupo na to, no? Para makatulong sa mga kasamahan namin sa industriya na talagang nangangailangan, no? Maraming pong salamat. You can still continue to donate. Thank you, guys. Thank you, mga directs. Thank you sa mga viewers.
Salamat, Chris.
Salamat.
Thank you, guys.
Chris.
Mga fans ko, thank you. Meron, ano na to, araw-araw na to, makikita nyo na ako araw-araw. Ito na simula ng karir ko talaga. Hindi na ako mag-AD. Ito na, talagang na-enjoy ko talaga siya. No? Papalitan na, tatanggalin natin ang trabaho si Boy Abunda. Salamat guys.
Salamat po.
Thank you so much.
Salamat.
Thank you.
Please donate.
Donate, thank you.